Hey, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Chris Rose Football Show, along with CJ Uzomah, the New York Jets, or I guess I have to now officially title him the guy I have to take out for dinner after my Browns blew a 13-point lead with 1:55 seconds to go. Will that fit on the entire resume?
That's the entire thing, but that's how you have to address me until that happens, maybe. So that's tough. That's going to be tough. It's a mouthful.
It is. I will be in New York next week for a couple of work days. Unfortunately, I will be tied up at night, so I don't know if a lunch will suffice over dinner. But whatever.
Yeah,
I owe it to you.
That's perfect. I think that'll work.
I just want to let you know that the loss hurt much more than the dinner because I actually look forward to our dinner. You did not play. Did you travel that day? Because you got hurt later in the week with a hamstring issue. You did travel.
Yeah, I ended up traveling. On Thursday I tweaked my hamstring, which was a bummer because I really wanted to play in that game. For more than just our dinner. But I ended up traveling still.
Did you really think you were going to win with 1:55 seconds to go?
I'm gonna be honest. Once Chubb scored again, like the guys on the sideline were kind of just like, did that just happen? Like that's best case scenario for us. And so like then you had a little like spark of, if we score quick, then we're in this. So like maybe we just score quick and see what happens. And then we score in 3 plays maybe, and everyone's just hyped. We're just like, okay, well, here it is. Like we're probably gonna win this game.
Yeah, you guys recovered an onside kick after the long touchdown toss to Corey Davis. I'm always curious. I imagine you are on the hands team, are you not?
I am on the hands team, yes.
What is the key to being a good player on the hands team? Because we have seen several times in the first month of the NFL season, balls bouncing all over the place. Like, why aren't teams good at protecting that anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. I think once it comes down to the wire, like people just kind of freak out a little bit. You just have to like go off of your rules, and so people don't do that. It even takes me back to, this is probably a sore subject for a lot of Packers fans, but back when all the Packers had to do was a recover an onside kick, and the tight end took a couple steps back. That's not his job. His job is to go block. But that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people are just like, "Ooh, should I field this? Should I not field it? Should I block? Should I not?" And that's where people get in trouble. It's just, if you do your job, you're good. Like you should recover there are some unbelievable kicks. Kickers are getting kind of reckless out there doing some different things. But if you do your job, you should in theory be fine.
Have you ever recovered an onside kick?
I have not recovered an onside kick. No, I've blocked for a couple of onside kicks.
Have you ever had one hit off of you or anything?
No. Oh. I'm locked in. At that point. I'm like, there's no way I'm messing my job up.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because your 2 wins have come on the road against AFC North competition where you have been down by double digits in the fourth quarter. It just happened this past week in Pittsburgh in Zack Wilson's first game, made a couple of big time throws to set you guys up, and you end up winning with less than 30 to go. Should we see Zack Wilson differently than maybe we did a year ago?
Yeah, this game was insane. And shout out to him. Shout out to Corey. Corey had an unbelievable fourth quarter. He made some unbelievable catches. Yep. Conk right there with a third down. That play right there that was just shown, that is one of the more impressive throw catches that I've seen. Just because, look, like the concentration that he had, it's unbelievable. So yeah, that was impressive. But yeah, I think, it was Zach's first game back. The fourth quarter, when the fourth quarter hit, he was a completely different person. And he even says it. He was like, yeah, I just like it clicked, and you have to think, he hasn't played what we call, meaningful football since last year. He had the first preseason game and he had 2 drives and he hurt himself, and then he missed everything up until this point. So we didn't 100% expect him to come back in and be like, all right, nice. Like I'm going 30 for 30 and 5 touchdowns. So it was good to see him, it was good to see him comfortable back in the pocket. It was good to see him just extend plays, and it's good for the skill position guys to be like, oh yeah, no, this play is not over. Like we have to get some separation and make something happen, when he extends the play. So it was fun. It was fun to see him out there, and it was my first time playing with him with meaningful football as well. So I think that should be things to come. Especially since we're starting the division this week.
I know that listen, there's nothing better than playing at home, particularly in an NFL game. The crowd's on your side. It's hype central, all sorts of stuff. But like I saw Stephon Diggs in Buffalo have a last-second win at Baltimore, and he's on the sidelines waving goodbye to all the fans, basically telling them to get the fuck out, go home, stuff like that. Those were his words, not mine. How much fun is it when you win on the road? Do you talk shit on your way out?
I'm not actually much of a shit talker until it's provoked. Like there are certain times where I'll talk my shit. Like if I'm just like, all right, if I'm doing something and I'm like, all right, it's about to be one of those games, then for sure. But there is nothing more satisfying than winning away. It's fun to be able to win. I mean, should I go back to last year and winning a playoff game at home? It's insane, right? The atmosphere is it's amazing. And it is. That's one of the greatest feelings, to go into someone else's home where their fans are just going absolutely crazy and to just suck the life out of them it's insane. Like that to me is like, look at you guys. You guys thought is what you did. So yeah, I'm with him. I mean, I understand what he's talking about, and especially to go into Pittsburgh, a place I've played 8 times now there. That's very satisfying.
After a game, do you go seek out guys you may not know very well, but you competed against the entire time? Maybe it's a linebacker you had to block a bunch of times or was covering you the entire time. Do you go find dudes?
Yeah, usually I go up to the DNs and say what's up to them and tell them good game. I went up to Alex Highsmith last week and said what's up to him, and just, it's always like hey, you're a hell of a player, respect the hell out of you, stay healthy, keep doing your thing type thing, and just move on from there. It's that, unless I know them, it's not too much talking after that. It's just kind of like respecting their game and then hoping that they stay healthy.
Got it. Well, the week before, I'm sure there was more than just one guy you sought out. You ended up losing a home game against your old team, the Cincinnati Bengals. I saw you hugging it out with Joe Burr. How was that whole experience? Was that good? Was that solid?
Yeah, it was good enough. It's fine.
Good enough. How was the whole experience?
Yeah, it was nuts. So I told you I wanted to play Cleveland. I really wanted to play in that game just because there's that's someone you played against, you battle against 14 times, 15 now, and it's just like, gosh, I really wanted that one. And the Cincy game was more of I get to play against my guys. Like this is going to be a fun game because it's playing against my brothers for the past 7 years. And so yeah, it was you can't really put it too, like the feeling too much into words, just because it was such a special game for me to be able to play and compete in, and then just seeing everyone pregame, postgame, during the game. During the game, I cut Sam Hubbard, and he like immediately, like right when he gets cut, like right when I cut him, he goes, "Fuck you, CJ." Like mid play, and we're just like, I'm smiling. I'm like, yeah, this is great. Like, yeah, I expected that to happen. I expected you to say that. So yeah, things like that, where it's just like you're really trying to like big brother your guys, So it was, man, it was fun. It was a good time. Even though we lost, it was a fun experience for sure.
Was he mad at you, or just he knew it was coming?
Oh yeah, no, it was just like I kind of figured this was eventually gonna happen.
Must be weird.
It is. It was. So I think seeing the coaches was something that I was like, I wonder how this is gonna go, and it's you leaving a team, a player leaving a team, it's never like a coach. For the most part, unless there's like bad blood in the water, which there wasn't, right? Like I love those guys. I love the coaches. I love the players. There's no love lost with that. It's it's the business side of it. It's the agent talking to the upper management, whatever, the owners, etc., GM. So I was like, man, I wonder how the coaches are gonna what's the relationship gonna be like with the coaches, and talking to every single one of them, it was just like, man, love you guys, miss you guys. Chatted up about Formula One with Brian Callahan, the OC, like just because we got into that together, or I was in it and then he started watching it, etc. Like things like that. It was just like nice. Like we still have this like fun relationship that we can have. Off the field. On the field, obviously, I want to win. We're going for blood, but yeah, it was that to me was something that I was like, oh, I wonder how this is going to be. Like, I wonder how Darren Simmons, who Darren and I got really, really close, he's a special teams coach. I wonder how he's going to react, because last year we played Tennessee in the playoffs, and Randy Bullock is the kicker there, and he was like, we're not going to, like, do not talk to Randy. Nobody talked to Randy until after the game. Like, he played in Cincy for 2 years, and we're like, just cold shoulder him. Don't talk to him till after the game. And we're like, all right, like, cool, this is great. And I sent him a text and I said, I swear to God, if you Randy Bullock me, I will beat everyone's ass. Like, this is not going to happen. And so I was wondering what that interaction was going to be like. And it was great. I ended up going to say hey to his wife and hugging her and seeing, some people's families. So yeah, it was super unique. It was super, it was a very special moment for me to be able to be in that situation, to be in that position to play against, the guys that I grinded with for 7 years.
What'd Burrow tell you?
Yeah, we talked a little bit. We talked more than I thought we were going to talk, I guess, to be honest, but yeah, we said some things just like, how you doing? How's it going? How's the season, et cetera, et cetera. I told him, because he did an interview and he was like, yeah, we haven't talked since I had left, and we haven't. But I did text him and I was like, hey, bro, you telling everybody like we haven't talked? I tried to text you, you jackass, like when you got hurt, when he had a little surgery during camp.
Right. And
so we talked about that a little bit. He was like, yeah, my bad. Like I was getting hit up like no other. And I was like, yeah, I figured. But yeah, we talked about that and just staying healthy and how he was feeling from that, and just like telling him how much I missed him and appreciated him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, a few days later, they had a Thursday night game where they busted out the all whites. What'd you think?
Yeah, those are clean.
Aren't they?
I gotta talk to one of the equipment guys there and try to just snag me one of those. Because that is a clean uniform.
Might be the best alternates we got, because there's you guys have a black helmet, right?
We do, yes.
Yeah, I got the green one up there.
Yeah,
yeah, but there's a bunch of like the Saints just wore a black helmet overseas.
Yep.
So I know the Cardinals are busting one out, but these are going to be tough to top. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I think the Cincy helmet is pretty just nice in general, with the stripes, with the tiger stripes. So you add that white to it, and that's a crispy look.
It is. Did you watch that game, that Thursday night game?
I did. I missed some of it. I was kind of in and out, but I watched the majority of it. Yeah.
Did you see the Tua hit?
Yeah, that was nuts.
I think
that was crazy.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to kind of understand. I think we as fans, we look at it, we're like, okay, we know there's that independent neurologist that's on the sidelines. I imagine you have been dinged up since they had one. What happens?
I actually have been fortunate enough to not deal with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been very blessed in that regard. So I'm not entirely sure like how that process goes. Because I know, outside of that, you take the baseline, test that everyone takes. And I haven't had to do anything outside of that. So I'm not sure how that process is. And really how it happens that he's allowed to play. Like, just being completely honest, like that is, you watch I mean, everyone watches the game, and you're kind of like, from last week, and you're like, oh, whoa, like, is this guy good? Like, I shoot, if someone says, hey, you can go play, I'm going to play. Like, I'm not going to be like, no, I'm good. I'm going to sit this one out. So it's like, yeah, the competitive me, I'm like, good, definitely go out there and do what you got to do. But the fan in me, the teammate in me is like, I don't know, man. Like, that looks pretty bad. I don't know if we should be risking this guy going back out there right now. So yeah, I don't know. That's I'm not sure how that process goes, but that looks pretty bad.
All right, so if we could create something from scratch, like, I understand it. Every football player I've ever talked to, nobody has ever been like, yeah, my head's ringing right now. Like, I don't want to go back in. I haven't met that guy yet.
Right.
So it's almost like we as a sport have to save you from yourself. Do you want teammates to tell you, to look you in the eye and be like, yo, bro, stay? Or do you want family members? I mean, we'd love it if we have full faith in the organizations to do it, but their job's to win football games.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where like that's where it gets tough, because you like, would I want someone to say that to me? No. Like, no, I'm going out there. I want to battle with my guys. I'm interested to see the process of, that baseline, because that's the thing that's kind of, you can play around with, I would imagine, as a player, like, oh, maybe maybe I'm like hyper focused right now, or maybe I'm not as, certain times we do it too. Like, I had to take mine at 7 a.m. or 7:15 in the morning, and I'm like, I just roll out of bed. Like, I'm not awake. I am like trying my best to be awake right now, but whoa, this is, I'm not supposed to be here till 10. Like, I wasn't expecting this. But other than that, I don't know. It's a tough thing. It's a tough line too, because there's certain times where I remember I hurt my shoulder, and I'm like laying down on the ground, because I'm like, this isn't feeling great, and then I get up a little bit, and I'm hanging my head and my shoulder, and the trainers come over, and they're like, hey, like, we gotta try to like evaluate you for concussion. I'm like, no, it's not my head, it's my shoulder. Like, we're good, and like, I promise you we're fine. And like, all right, cool, you're good. And maybe a guy just says like, yeah, that's my shoulder, it's not my head. Like, all right, well, you're fine, go ahead. So I don't know. It's an interesting topic that I don't have the answer to. I wish I did, but something like that, and the severity of that is kind of obviously what raises a lot of questions.
I'm just curious, like, if your parents would ever step in. I mean, if they ever came to a game and they looked and they're like, I'm not talking about during the game, I'm talking about post game.
Right.
And they're like, maybe something's not right here. I mean, would you want that?
I don't know. I mean, my parents ask me if I have a scratch, my parents are like, what is that? Like, what just happened? Why are you limping? I'm like, you mean, why am I limping? I just played a 60-minute football game. I'm sore. So yeah, I don't know. I think you kind of got to keep the parents out of it, because they're always going to want to protect their babies, So yeah, I don't. Yeah, no shot. I think anything that has to be done within the NFL and NFLPA, and it has to get resolved through that. Unless, like you said, maybe it's a teammate where it's like, yo, this is really, really bad, and it's noticeably bad. Like, we gotta maybe tempo you a little bit, or like maybe you should just see doc just to like check in or something. But other than that, no, keep family, friends out of it.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, guys? Producer Dan filling in for producer Rob here. I just want to let y'all know that the NFL action is in full swing at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. We're talking touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. Check this out. In addition to the usual bets, everyone can get their winnings with DraftKings stepped up same game parlays. To make things even sweeter, you can throw down on stepped up same game parlay actions once per game all season long. You just gotta download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code FootballShow to get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code FootballShow only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
The international series have started last week with the Vikings and Saints. It'll continue this week with the Packers and the Giants. You actually played over in London several years ago with the Bengals. I imagine for a guy like you ate that up.
Insane. It was awesome. Yeah, no, I some people don't like it. Some of the guys don't like it, I think. Just because of logistics of going over are sometimes a little tough. And I remember my first time we played over there twice. Okay. First time we played Washington and we ended up tying.
Yes, that was the famous Andy Dalton, Kirk Cousins tie.
That was
had one of those last week.
Yep. Yes, it was the tie, and it was we're really just like, we came all the way over here really just to tie. Like, this is like, I know these guys. I know, Europeans are kind of used to that with soccer, but like, come on, what are we doing? But yeah, that first taste of it was interesting, just because we tried to do a team activity and there's no police escorts, so the traffic there with the team was the team buses. It was a nightmare. Like, we get there, it took like an hour and a half, an hour 45 to get there. We only ended up being there for 45 minutes because we didn't take into account the traffic, and so the first time was kind of a nightmare, and I didn't enjoy it too much just because of that. And we drew, and the ride back, we're just like, wow, this is pretty terrible. But the second time, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me to be like, all right, let me take a step back and just like actually enjoy this moment for a second and realize that we're playing in Wembley. And the history that comes with this stadium, and the fact that the fans there, they're just looking for football for the most part. Like, they're obviously guys and fans and people that come that are like, oh, nice, like, this is my team. But you look and you see just the most rainbow filled, color rush stadium ever. Like, these people, they're just here for a good time, they're just here for some football. And you just gotta love that. You're like, wow, this is fun. So yeah, no, it for me, I soaked in every moment of that second game of just being on the pitch. It's the pitch. Mm-hmm. You're not on field at that point. You're on the pitch, and really embracing the atmosphere of all these Europeans just yelling the entire time. And yeah, just kind of looking up and being like, wow, like, Chelsea played here, like, Drogba scored here. This is insane. This is an awesome experience. So yeah, I'm hoping that I get to experience that again.
Did you get to enjoy the city at all while you were there, or did you guys get in so late in the week that wasn't possible?
We actually did. We actually we took a tube, took the tube from Wembley to London, because we got in, we immediately went to practice, and then we had a several hours before our meetings. And so I remember, I think it was Ryan Hewitt and myself. Maybe I think Kumaro was there too. Jake Kumaro, who plays now for the Bills, and we tubed into the city. Went to go see Big Ben. Just like walked around for a little bit, just to do it, just to say we did it. And yeah, and then we went back. It was a very quick trip into the city when we were there, just because we were like, we're not missing meetings for this. They were relying on me to figure out the travel of the tube and like where to get off, and I was like, guys, I mean, like, I don't know if I'm the one that we should be relying on for this, but we'll figure it out. And it was pretty seamless, but yeah, it was very short-lived.
How much international travel have you done?
A fair amount.
Yeah, I imagine that passport's been stamped a little.
It's been stamped a fair amount. Yeah, I've been to London without playing football with my parents. Austria, Germany, Belgium, Holland, a fair amount of times going to Holland actually. Italy for one of my former teammates, Gio Bernard's wedding, which was an incredible time. Like Lake Como, it's like top 10, top 5 maybe.
Ooh.
So yeah, I've been a fair amount of times for sure.
Where, if you could go to one place right now, just pick it. Anywhere on the globe, where are we going?
On the globe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You been to Amsterdam?
I have. I've been to Amsterdam probably like 11, 12 times.
Okay.
And I love Holland. Holland is probably, when I'm done playing football, I kind of would like to live in Holland for 6 months. It's a beautiful place. The people are beautiful. The food is amazing. Everyone's biking around. Everyone's
you
fit.
walk everywhere. You bike.
It's such a and really the outskirts of Amsterdam are really, really amazing. Like Utrecht and like all these other small pockets of cities, Rotterdam. They're really cool spots, and I enjoyed it a lot. So that's something that I would like to do. We'll see if I'm able to do it, but if I had to choose right now, it'd be somewhere I haven't been, and it'd be Australia and New Zealand. Like I would be going back and forth between those two places. I hear amazing things, so I definitely one of those two places. Have you been?
Yeah. I haven't been to all. First of all, my wife's not a big flyer. Oh my God, who's that?
This is my dog. He just woke up from his nap.
Who is that? We love dogs on these shows.
Let's see. Hey, give me a hug.
Oh my God.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Okay.
Holy smokes.
No, all right, you're not allowed. He thinks he's a lap dog. All right, bro, you got to get down.
No, he can chill. He can chill as long as you're good, we're good.
All right, still stay here for a little bit.
Absolutely. What I need a name and a breed. First of all, that's not a horse, right?
No, this man's slobbering everywhere. No, his name is Appa, and he is a Saint Bernard Poodle mix.
Oh my God.
He is 2 years old, and he weighs like 115. Yeah, he's a big boy.
Holy smokes! How much does he eat?
He eats like, so I feed him probably like the not recommended amount of food. I feed him a fair amount, and the crazy thing, he eats once a day though. Like he doesn't eat breakfast. Like his food's still in there, and it's probably all right. Now you gotta get down. Too many kisses. Your breast smells bad. But it'll be pretty much like the cup or his bowl is full of food, and he'll smash it in for dinner. And it's a lot. Like food gets pretty expensive.
I love it. God,
Yeah.
What an awesome doggy. Love that.
He's a good boy.
So I was saying that my wife doesn't love to fly.
Okay.
So we haven't, like, we've been married 25 years now, and we have not gone to Europe together. It's such a bummer. I've gone a bunch for work.
Okay.
But she just, for a while she was like, well, the kids are too young. We can't leave them for 10 or 12 days. But now our youngest is a junior in high school. So I was like, time's running out. Like, he's going to be gone in a couple of years. We're going places.
100%. Wait, okay. So 2 things. One, when that happens, I would be honored to meet you over there.
Oh,
not just, like I'm going to it's going to be you all's travel, but
I hear you.
I'll just meet you over there and be like, oh, well, sorry, I gotta go.
Hey,
I gotta meet
I
Chris.
want to take her to Amsterdam. That's because I spent 2 weeks there. Do you remember NFL Europe?
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at this. We got Aaron Judge trying to set the record.
Oh, let's go.
Popping in. American League record.
Right.
62 homers. He's almost as big as your dog, by the way.
Oh, he's a large person.
Hey, dude, there's defensive ends you block that aren't his size.
Yeah, no, he's a giant. He's a freak. There are so many. baseball right now is so like I love talking baseball in the locker room with Mike White because Mike White's just like he loves baseball, and talking to him about Aaron Judge and what's going on and like in the MLB, he's like, oh, this is unheard of. Like it's ridiculous that he's hitting the way he is right now.
Who's he a fan of?
So he's a fan of the Yankees because he and Nestor Cortez played together.
They play baseball, high school baseball?
They played, I think, travel league together.
Oh, so he's from Florida, Mike White?
He is.
Oh, okay.
So he's a fan of the Yankees because of that. And I think he also, I forget who they're playing. Somebody, I think one of the pitchers for Tampa he also played with. So he's fans of players, but I think right now he's big Yankees guy.
Yeah. This is, I mean, it's oh God.
Dang.
One first pitch, ground ball to shortstop. I was hoping we would see a little history together.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh well. It's okay. So let's get back to the whole travel thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in. We want to meet in Amsterdam. I want to do that. Although she says, I haven't been to Spain. Spain sounds interesting. I would like to take her to Italy, but she wants to go to the Greek Isles, I think. Have you done that?
I have not. But that sounds like a very romantic,
I know,
husband-wife thing to do.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't meet you there. We'll meet
you. Yeah, I'll let you.
Yeah.
We can go to Spain, go to Barcelona.
Yeah. Have you been to Barcelona?
I have been to Barcelona. It has a beautiful place as well.
Okay. See, I've heard people are split on Spain.
I had a good time there.
Dude, you could have a good time anyway. Let's be honest here.
So, okay, wait. Where's your favorite place that you've been?
I had a chance to cover the British Open when Tiger was kicking everybody's ass, and we stayed in Edinburgh a couple of times. That place rocked.
Really?
I loved it there. I thought that was really fun.
Okay.
I haven't done enough as an adult. I went to Italy as a kid when I was like 13, and I was pissed off that we were in Italy because I was missing the NCAA basketball tournament back home. I was like, Mom, Dad, they're like, shut up. Look at the Coliseum.
Yeah,
but Ohio State's playing North Carolina today. Right. Shut up.
That's amazing.
Look at the ruins.
Yeah.
So I did that. I did Italy. I did Pompeii when I was a kid, and I thought that was cool because there was like one of the mummies that was like dug out of the ash or whatever.
Yeah.
From Mount Vesuvius. So I thought that was cool. But I haven't done enough as an adult. And I'm not going to blame my wife for it. But
yeah, no. I think it's funny how, like you just said, like as kids or even in high school, we're just kind of like, even if we go on a trip, we're just like, the opportunity cost of this trip sucks, without thinking like, oh wow, we're in Italy doing this. It's like, I'm really missing this right now. I'm really missing watching like the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
for a building.
Yeah,
like that's how we think about it. So this old building, like, come on. Yeah. That's funny.
But I've got a very small sweet spot left. Like I can still travel, not I could still fly 10 hours and be okay. Like, but if I wait much longer, it's going to get to the point where I'm like, my back's killing me, all that sort of stuff.
I'm like that now on like a 2-hour flight. I'm like, all right, I got to stand up and stretch real quick.
When you guys fly, do you guys fly like wide jets and stuff? Don't you? What do you fly? You don't fly.
I mean, one of the bigger planes for sure. I think I'm not too familiar.
You're
with
not an airline guy.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I wouldn't 100% know.
Like the wide bodies, like in economy, how many seats is it? Does it go 2 and then 3 and then 2, or is it just 3 and 3? What's it look like?
I think it goes. It's either 2, 3, 1 or like 2, 2, 2. I think it's like, no, hold on. It's either like 2, 3, 1 or 1, 3, 1 in economy.
Oh, okay. Well, you got plenty. Do you have a whole row to yourself?
I am in first class.
Pardon me, sir. I'm sorry about that. Okay, my
Oh.
bad. My
Um,
bad.
That's why I'm like trying to think about it. I'm like, I actually don't know. How do I say this without sounding like an idiot? Yeah, I
Hey.
don't know.
Listen, bro, you are worth what somebody will pay you. My buddy John Sally taught me that a long, long time ago. He goes, Chris, it doesn't matter what anybody out there, what fans think you're worth. He goes, you are worth what one corporation is willing to pay you.
There it is.
So that's in the contract, right?
No, I think it's usually a team thing too. Once you get past a certain, or depending on the amount of players that you have over a certain year and tenure, you get moved to first class.
So
and
who's up there with you?
Well, so that's the thing. The plane has to be like a pretty big plane because there's a fair amount of us. It's the 3 captains are always in. So even if you're not tenured, you're gonna be in.
Okay.
And then it's myself, Joe Flacco, McDermott, Corey Davis, Connor McGovern.
Okay.
And then I don't look at LaMarcus Joyner.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I don't know. Like I'm in my own, like, so right when I walk into the plane, I walk across the aisle and I just sit down and everyone else goes to the wayside. I'm like, all right, I'm in my bubble. Let me like lean my chair back a little bit and just turn a movie on and eat my Chick-fil-A and be in my zone, be in my space. So I don't really look too much outside of that. I know some of the guys, like my core group of friends sits in like the economy area, whatever. And we're in a group chat together and they're like, it's unbelievable we're not in first class right now. And I was like, guys, like I wish I was back there with you. And they're like, shut the hell up. You in your ivory tower talking to us.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? And there are times
send back a chocolate chip cookie or something, please.
Right. Yeah. Like I just want to be like, here's the headphones that I get to use. Like I know you guys have to, try to figure out your own plug-in situation. But yeah, it's good. It's good banter to have with them.
Oh my gosh, that is great. I love that. Do you have assigned seating or do you just take whatever's open?
It's assigned seating. So it's great. It's like it's an incentive for us to win because so all the coaches sit first class.
Right.
And I didn't know that was how it worked. In other places, it's kind of like, you got the head coach, you got the coordinators, and maybe like a couple other people, and then some of the other position coaches, and they're the ones that sit in economy. And so when we win, it switches. So all the coaches, doesn't matter who they are, GM, it doesn't matter. Like all of them are in economy, and then everyone else gets promoted to first class. And so that's like I didn't know that was how it was initially, which is why that text message chain, came about to begin with. And then once we won the first away game against your Browns, that was the first thing that was said, and everyone's excited. Everyone's like, yes, here we go. We're all in the front. Like I get out of my seat to go like hang out and talk to everybody. And then the first thing that was said after we win by one of the players was, fuck yeah, first class. First thing. Didn't even like clock hit 0, first class. That's all that's on his mind. And I'm like, wow, if that's not an incentive for winning an away game, I don't know what is.
That is great. Very funny. So
Yeah.
Salah's kicking it back in economy?
Kicking it back in economy. All the boys are up there.
Damn.
Yeah.
I love that.
No, I think it's cool how that's done.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I like that. One or two more things before we let you go and take care of your horse back there. This week you've got Miami, but then next week you are at Lambeau, which I imagine you couldn't have played too many times up there with the Bengals. Maybe
Played once. I believe once.
Was it different? Because, a lot of football stadiums, listen, let's be honest, it's 100 by 53.5 or whatever it is. They're not baseball stadiums, right? They don't look different.
Right.
But that place feels, I've been there, it feels different. Does it not?
Yeah, it's I think the two places that I've been in that are very unique to me are Lambeau and New England. And to me, it's because you're driving through a neighborhood and then stadium, and you're just like you're on a bus and you're like, all right, well, where is it? Where are we? Like we're in my old subdivision, and then all of a sudden there's a plop to stadium. And when you're driving through, especially, New England as well. New England was a very fun experience the first time that I had played there. But playing in Green Bay, driving down those, like the rows of houses that are just green and yellow, people playing cornhole, you got cheese everywhere, you got, like, it's just like everywhere you look, someone threw up green and yellow, and like everyone's outside. They know that it's the away buses. More than likely they're flicking you off. You got little kids flicking you off. You're just like, wait, hold on, what? You're supposed to be nice. And yeah, it's different. I enjoyed the first time that I played there. I'm sure that I'll enjoy this time as well. But it's a very, like you said, it's very unique because most of the stadiums they're in a city. A lot of them are on a, like, you're just programmed. Oh, nice. We're going to the stadium. It's probably on a body of water. It's in the city. Cool. Like, awesome. Great. And then you got this one where it's just like, we are nowhere near anything except for a bunch of like people that are passionate about their Packers football. So
do they, because I remember Randy Moss, when he played for the Vikings, caught the touchdown and then faked the mooning because he said that all the away fans moon you when you're on your way out of town or something. You didn't have that experience, did you?
I didn't see that one. That was something that I must have missed.
No bare asses. Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, not sure if you watched the Monday night game between the Niners and the Rams, but during the game, some idiot fan ran on the field and Bobby Wagner lit his ass up.
Yeah.
Fair game or no?
Yeah, that's like, if you go back to, that looks like a little bit of helmet to head there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he got flagged. He's going to get fined by the NFL for using his helmet.
Look, I mean, that's helmet to the face. Like, I don't know. It's one, fair game, 100% fair game. I think, like, what's that guy doing? But two, like, I mean, look at that. That is straight. You got to know that's probably coming, right? Like, I've never thought to myself, I'm about to like hop onto this sporting events, whatever, and like just show myself off. But like, that's something that's kind of like, that's satisfying to me. That has to be satisfying as a player to be like, yeah, I just crushed this guy. Like, yep, that's me. The crazy thing about that is, though, I don't know if did you watch the entire game?
I watched most of it. Yeah.
After that transpired, on like that spot on the field was like dug up. Like, I'm watching and I didn't know this had happened until I checked Twitter. Because I was like, what is that? Like, what is that big ass mark like on the field? Like, what? That must have been when they took him down, whatever. And then I look on Twitter and I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, like Bobby Wagner hit this guy. So yes, that's what left the mark there. But it was insane to me it was just like that the entire rest of the game. But yes, full go, 100% okay to do.
Yeah, if you're an idiot. It was funny because I was watching the game with my son, and he goes, "Dad, is that assault by Bobby Wagner because it's on a citizen?" I was like, "Not if the citizen's trespassing his ass.
Oh, yeah.
That's legal."
You know what's crazy is I've actually never thought about that before.
Yeah,
I just thought, yeah, I might as well just hit the guy. Like, what are we doing out here? Wow, your son, look at him.
Yeah, that was good thinking on his part.
100%.
That's how we try and raise him around here in the Rose household. That's the first time
that.
anybody's actually came up with some sort of thought like that. So good
Right.
job.
Right.
We'll take one. Listen, always great catching up with you. Goes too fast. I'm happy we got to meet your pooch. That was awesome. I love your Jets and Chelsea Football Club signs behind you. Was there nice?
Appreciate it. Trying to get like you. Trying to get like you.
That's all right. It's kind of a mess back here, but I do have my Jets representation up there.
I like it.
Wherever it is. There it
is. Yeah, right there.
Right there. And hopefully we'll get to at least have lunch on me, and hopefully dinner in the near future. And I'm going to start looking at my overseas travel as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do.
Definitely check into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll you know what I'll do? I'll ask Twitter where we should go to lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let them decide.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
It's on me. So, eat well, starve yourself that day.
No. We'll tell Twitter to take it down too. We're not trying to go. I don't know what the most expensive place is, but we don't need to go 5-star. We get a little hole in the wall or something.
Oh, stop. I'm happy to treat you wherever. You won fair and square. Can't still believe it. But that teams that had been up 13 points with 1:55 to go had won 2,229 consecutive games until your Jets came back against my Browns. Do you know who was the last team to blow a game in that scenario?
I'm going to go ahead and say the Browns.
That's right. My Browns in 2001. They lost to the Chicago Bears.
That's absolutely insane. Well, I mean, I forget what exactly was being said, but like there was a stat that came on the TV. Like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this was the last time the Browns started. 2-0 was blah blah. This was going on, and that was going on, and this was going on, and then all of a sudden, didn't happen.
Did not happen. It was 1993, by the way, the last time the Browns started 2-0.
When I was born. Yeah.
Before you were born?
That was when I was born. The year I was born.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Whew. Thank God. That makes me feel so much better.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck this week against Miami, and then next week against Green Bay. We'll catch up in a few weeks. We'll chop it up then, okay?
Awesome. Sounds great.
For our outstanding one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, and for CJ Uzomah, I am Chris Rose. We'll see you next time on the Chris Rose Football Show with CJ Uzomah. Peace.